pointing to a fucking apartment, right? That's not comfortable living. It's far from comfortable living, right? But to the immigrants, it's they willing to make that sacrifice. They are willing to do that because to them it's a come up. Most, like I said, most of them go from making $15 a day, $15 a day, and if they get in a simple security guard job, washing cars, what else? Working at a convenience store, working at a grocery store, pushing carts, changing tires, whatever, right? They go from making $15 a day to making $90 to $100 a day. $15 a day, right? That's if you make, let's say, the average, most, like third world countries, because I've been to them. I've dealt with people from third world countries who are employed in third world countries, and I see their salary. Some making $300 a month, some making $400 a month, $450 a month, equates to $15 a day. You divide that by 30, which most of them, ain't working 30 days in a month. They do have days off. But let's just say that if they did, that's $15 a day. So they go from making that to making $98 a day to $100 a day. That's a come up for them. And they'll be happy to live 15 to 20 deep in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. They are happy with those situations. So they don't mind being servants to the rich white folks, the rich folks of America. They don't mind being servants, right? But that's not living. That is not comfortable living. I don't care what they talk about. You are not living comfortable if you are 20 deep in a 2-bedroom apartment with 1 bathroom. And are having to live in the ghetto existence in the hood. With all the madness and craziness that goes on in the hood, you have to live in that environment. That ain't living, man. That is not living. But to these immigrants, they willing to do that. They are willing to live like that to be in America. And this is how the liberals and the Republicans, the white ones, this is how they feel they're undermining foundational black Americans by flooding in all these immigrants to take these jobs that we long gave up, coming out of slavery. We've been out of slavery for over 400 years with chattel slave. Well, no, rewind that. Slavery started probably like 400 years ago. I got to do the math, but we've been out of slavery for over like maybe 100 years. So we tired of being the domestics, the servants. We've done that long enough. We don't want to be in that existence no more because we see what it's like to live good. in this country. So we're like, no, we don't want those. Let them be the tomato pickers. Let them be the happy to wash cars and happy to push carts and stand on their feet for 10 hours as security. Let them do that. I mean, we shouldn't have to. Once we educate ourselves, we shouldn't have to take those positions no more. So the rich white folks are like, well, this is how we're going to undermine these uppity Negroes. We're going to bring in all these immigrants. We're going to let these illegals come in that are willing to do those jobs, and they're not going to complain about nothing. They're not going to complain. They're going to have a smile on their face. We're going to bring the immigrants from third world countries to do all these menial labor jobs, work at restaurants, washing tables, washing dishes, sweeping floors, pushing our little rich white babies around. We're going to bring them all in to do those jobs because the uppity American foundational black Americans don't want to do those jobs no more. They've been there, done that. Now they time to level up. They ready to level up. We're going to flood it with them to undermine these uppity Negroes on the lower end. And then for the uppity Negroes that say, okay, well, we're going to get educated. We going to get educated. We're going to get our bachelor's degree. We're going to get our master's degree. We're going to get our PhD. What we going to do with them, because they still complaining about not getting equal pay as their white counterparts. What we're going to do with them is we're going to be bringing these H1, B1 visa immigrants that are highly educated, but still coming from third world countries, right? And we're going to place these educated Negroes with them. And they're not going to complain. They already got caste system in their country where they feel the blacks are beneath them, where they feel, they already come from anti-black racist countries already. So we're going to bring them in because they want to be amongst us. They want to be like us. They want to kiss our asses. They want to assimilate into our dominant culture. We're going to bring them in to undermine these educated uppity Negroes. So we're getting them on both ends. We're getting them on a low skilled labor, and we're getting them on the high skilled labor end by immigrants that ain't gonna go against the system. They ain't gonna challenge the system. That's gonna agree with the system and do whatever the system says and want to assimilate with us and kiss our behinds. And this is why immigration does not benefit foundational black Americans in the least bit. It doesn't benefit us. It undermines us. Because these immigrants are not fighting for nothing. They're not trying to stir up any trouble. They just want to come in, get along, to get along. They're not trying to change the status quo of how things are, with whites on top and blacks on bottom. They're not trying to change none of that. They want to keep things the way they are. And that is what it is, man. That is what it is.